Goes to one of our headline stories for this afternoon, and the president has asked CHRAJ boss Loretta Lamptey to hand over her duties to a deputy commissioner of CHRAJ, Richard Quayson, not later than Friday, January 16, 2015. Chief of Staff Prosper Bani, in a statement on Tuesday, said the suspension follows the establishment of a case against her by the Chief Justice. A 5-member committee has been set up to investigate complaints made against her. The CHRAJ boss is accused of spending in excess of $180,000 on rent. She is said to have rented an apartment at the AU village at a cost of $4,500 per month. Now, when the tenancy period expired in 2013, she was ejected and moved into a hotel where she is said to have paid $456 daily. We'll try and get in touch with the Ghana Integrity Initiative to speak to us on the impact of this and if this will in any way bring sanctity to the CHRAJ institution. Next we have What Do You Think?
It is assumed that the lady at the center of the alleged KKD rape case has withdrawn from the case. Now she cites media frenzy, name-calling and public ridicule as some of the factors influencing her withdrawal. Is that healthy for our society? What do you think?
It's not a healthy development. Maybe she seek advice from someone that she should withdraw. It is an embarrassment to the whole nation. You cannot just sit down and say, I withdraw the case. It should go on.
It's very, very appalling, because how can you just come out and say you accuse somebody of such a heinous crime and you expect everybody to just forget about it? For the Western country, you have a gender advocate who will take it up, because it's actually a national issue.
Fine. But if
she knew that she was pursuing a good cause, she should have pursued it. We need to get some of these issues out. The people who we put them as icons, then they can put themselves to check. I think the lady should have pursued it. If he needs to be sent to jail, then it serves as a deterrent for others not to commit the same.
No, it's not good, because it wouldn't make other girls who face the same thing want to bring it out or report it, because they'll be scared, they'll be stigmatized, because the corporate is actually famous, and then lots of people will be in favor of him.
The lady is not having the capacity, as I think, to say he's withdrawing, because as far as you report a case, it is between the state and the accused.
Whether the girl withdraws the case or not, KKD still has to go to court, and the law has to take its course.
That was my colleague Sangmotki Tete there bringing us What Do You Think? We'll go back to the CHRAJ story, where the president has asked CHRAJ boss Loretta Lamptey to hand over her duties to a deputy commissioner of CHRAJ because of a case brought against her. And we have the executive director of Ghana Integrity Initiative, Vitus Azim, on the line to share with us what the impact of this would mean for the CHRAJ and also the whole system. Good afternoon to you, sir, and thanks for joining us.
Well, good afternoon.
All right, let me get your thought on it. Is it too late?
Hello?
Yeah, hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, I'm asking if the president has asked the CHRAJ boss to step aside for investigations to go into the money that has gone into her excessive spending on her rents. Is it good timing?
Well, it's good timing, because I think the committee has started to sit, and they will need a free hand to do the investigations. Some of us have already early on called on her to step aside to enable the investigations to go on, because if you are a staff and you want to go and give evidence and you are looking behind and maybe somebody is trying to identify who are the people going in to meet the committee, it can affect the performance of the committee. Besides, you will not have access to documents and other things in the office. We are not saying that she would do that, but it has been a general principle to avoid any interference with the investigation process. It's good that the person involved, especially if the person is the head of the organization, to step aside.
Right. The criticism has been that she should have perhaps stepped aside a bit earlier than she did. Isn't it because they had to follow a certain process for a case to be brought against her by the Chief Justice before she could do so?
Well, yeah, that is true. But when the Chief Justice came out to say that she had established a prima facie case against her and that she was going to set up the panel, there was nothing wrong with her saying, okay, since you have started to do this, I'm going to step aside to enable the process to proceed very well. Okay. You didn't need to wait for the president to suspend you. This is more official than if you had voluntarily said, I'm step aside. That would have been a credit to you that, oh, I've done nothing wrong, but since you want to investigate, I think the best for me to do is to step aside so that the process will go on. But if you wait until you are pushed out, that is not good enough, considering your position as the head of an anti-corruption organization.
All right. Regardless of the findings of this committee, what do you think will be the impact of this whole scandal on CHRAJ and also commissioners that we will have from after this case?
You see, the investigation is going on. I don't know the outcome, but at least the actions that we've taken so far, the country has gone according to the laws. So I don't think that should have a negative impact on the reputation and the image of CHRAJ. If we had just sat down and said, oh, forget about it, this is nothing, then that would have had a negative effect on us. But we are going according to the laws of the country, and so I think that should not have any negative impact on the image of the commission.
But is it a question
of normal?
Okay. Is it also a question of system failure? I mean, you have a system where Emil Schultz, I have listened to the former commissioner who said that when he left the place was habitable. He didn't see maybe a few renovations here and there, but he thought it was in good condition. But you have an institution like the UN where they don't even renovate places for their top hierarchy. But in Ghana, you would have to fix it for a commissioner to occupy it. Should we also be looking at perhaps cutting costs by allowing the commissioners to do it the way they want without the state having to bear any cost at all?
Well, for now, the law says that the state has to provide accommodation for certain categories of public officers. What the system failure is that you don't leave it to the person to decide how he or she wants to renovate the house going.
Absolutely.
There should be an independent body that will go and say, look, this house needs renovation. It requires this type of renovation. It shouldn't take us more than 3 months to do that renovation. But when you leave it to the individual to decide that I want this type of renovation and that and keep coming to make changes to the plans, that is the system failure. And that's why we have appointed an administrator to manage these things in the future. So both politicians and civil servants, their residential premises will now be managed by the administrator. So that the administrator will decide what renovation to do, what things to change in the house before you move in. Just that the administrator has not got enough staff, does not got the resources, does not start operating very well. But yes, it is not proper to leave it to an individual, especially if it's taking 3 years for you to do the renovation, whilst you are incurring costs for another type of accommodation. That's double expenditure for one person in respect of one expenditure item.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Vitus Azim is the executive.
Don't call me Dr. I'm Mr. Vitus Azim.
Vitus Azim is the executive director of Ghana Integrity Initiative. Vitus Azim is the executive director of Ghana Integrity Initiative, speaking on the CHRAJ issue now.